So Porsha responds to Simon. Yesterday, I did a video in which we went over questions that Simon Guobadia wanted Porsha to answer under oath and with a court reporter. Well, it seems like Porsha has clapped back at Simon, but she did not clap back in the way that you guys may have expected. In fact, when I saw what Porsha said in her clap back, I was like, okay, is she confirming that she was with other men? Is she confirming that she was with Future? Because her response had me gagging just a little. So let's kind of jump into our intro, y'all, so we can talk about it. But before we jump in this video, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you enable your bell notification so you do not miss out on a video or when I go live.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Well, guys, I did a video yesterday and we talked about some of the questions that Simon required Porsha to answer in his deposition, which pretty much just means that he wanted her to answer these questions under oath. Now, the reasoning behind it is because being that these questions are asked under oath, he can always bring them back up and say, she lied about something. That's if he had evidence. So that is pretty much the reason for having, somebody pulled into a court type setting and have their, the questions that they're answering to be pretty much recorded by a court reporter. So that is the story behind why you would bring someone into court to answer questions that, an average person might think, like, why is he having her answer these questions? It's simple because he wants to bring evidence in and make her look like a person that is a liar and not an honest person, which would, make the court very upset. To just, kind of say what, the reason is that he's trying to do this because he wants to, make Porsha look bad. And also he wants to make the court angry because then she will look like a liar. Well, y'all, the crazy part about this entire situation that just is really crazy to me is we saw Simon do similar things to his other wife, his ex other wife, Fallon. Well, it wasn't the same situation, but it was very similar because Fallon was being drugged for sleeping with somebody that was, I think Jalen, the man who Fallon was cheating with allegedly, well, whom she ended up having a child with, was an assistant to Simon. And the interesting part, and people were in the comments saying, well, what is wrong with Simon? Why does all his wives are, allegedly cheating and, being with other people? And Porsha clapped back. And when I saw this, I was like, no, she didn't. But of course she did. She went all the way left. And it's crazy because he's actually accusing her of being and sleeping with other men. So the fact that he would accuse her of that and then she would respond by saying this, I'm just like, girl, like, is he telling the truth? Y'all, so let's just get into what Porsha had to say. Guys, so if this is not like super duper petty, I just don't know what the definition of petty is. So Porsha makes an interesting post about the causes of effects of erectile dysfunction. She talks about anger, frustration, sadness, or the lack of confidence, y'all. So Porsha posted this to her story. It says men's health awareness. things you can do to help with erectile dysfunction. Okay, let me stop laughing, but this is just too funny. She says, lose weight if you're overweight, stop smoking, eat a healthy diet, exercise daily, try to reduce stress and anxiety. So, this is hinting to, is she saying that she creeped off because he couldn't get it up, y'all? Like, this is just too much. And I have questions because, listen, y'all, here's my question. Girl, you knew he had problems before you married him. So I'm just not understanding. If he was having these problems, lady, why did you marry him? This is given very much you'll do anything for that mighty coin because you married a man that couldn't pleasure you. Something just ain't right. Whew, y'all, this is too much. And as if she were done. So it looks like she goes to WebMD. If you guys don't know what WebMD is, check it out. It helps you with a lot of little medical questions. So it says, how does a man feel when he has ED? That is erectile dysfunction. It is common for men with ED to feel anger, frustration, sadness, or a lack of confidence. However, the condition can be treated. Anxiety and stress are common emotional responses, but one qualitative study found that actually the most common initial reaction was a sense of emasculation. Now, I mean, now is Porsha saying that Simon couldn't get it up? Is she saying that, baby, you couldn't get it up, so I had to go get it somewhere else? Like, what is this? Is giving very much to me that she's answering the question, hey, I may have went elsewhere because you got some problems down there. But again, I still have questions. I have questions. I question. So my question is still the same. After everything that Simon has asked Porsha to answer, including these questions that he wants her to answer in front of the court reporter. And then Porsha comes out on her story with this. Now, she doesn't have to say, I'm talking about you, Simon, but all signs is pointing to she is saying that you couldn't get it up and therefore she had to do what she had to do. But again, I have more questions because you married him. I'm sure he couldn't get it up then. I mean, you were only married for 15 months. It's not like you were married for 15 years. So, y'all, this is crazy. But hey, they, Fallon allegedly cheated too. So, is it that, he has some PP problems, or y'all, this is too crazy. And it's so childish because, Porsha, you're old enough to determine if you want to marry somebody that may have some kind of PP problems. You married him, girl. Like, why you marry him if you knew he had PP problems? You should have just dated him. Like, why did you marry him? Y'all, this is crazy. This is so crazy. But I want to know, what do y'all think? Doesn't it seem to you as if Porsha is responding? Is she giving us a hint? This is just not adding up. It's not adding up, y'all. As always, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.